What's up guys, it's BD here, and this is the review of the Xtrfy M4 mouse. Now, like many of you guys out there, there's just so many mice with the honeycomb design now that you may overlook a lot of the good ones that might come through that you might not take seriously. And for me, I didn't really take the Xtrfy M4 seriously until I got it. And when I opened it on stream live and I started gaming with it, I started to soon realize just how good this mouse really was. And what I love most about this mouse is that it comes in a shape that not many other mice are coming in. And with all the lightweight ambi mice out there, it's really nice to see another ergo shape out there other than the G-Wolf skull. So today I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit about this mouse and why I think it deserves to be in the conversation for an in-game mouse for a lot of you guys out there. Starting off with the pricing, it's coming in at $65 for this retro version, which is my favorite colorway. They've also got a $60 version that comes in black, pink, and teal, which is also very nice. I love that on the box they have this retro design that looks amazing. I don't know, it gives me those like old Nintendo vibes, you know what I'm saying? So upon opening the box, they're gonna give you two keycaps, which I've never seen with any other mouse. They kind of know the vibes that are going on right now within the community. We like keyboards, we like our mice, so they give us an Xtrfy keycap and a GG keycap, which is really cool. So upon picking up the mouse, it's very lightweight. It feels very well balanced. It comes in at 68 to 69 grams, depending on what you're doing. What's up with the companies in the 69 grams? I mean, they could surely cut out a few more holes and make it like 68, 67, right? It's not just me, is it? Is there something going on with this? So the coating feels really good on this mouse, especially on the mouse 1 and 2. You get a nice grip on it. On the sides, it's a little bit more slippery, kind of like the final mouse coatings where the top is like a matte and the sides are more of a glossy or lack of a coating there. But I find it very comfortable to hold, and in game, I don't ever feel like I'm gonna lose control of this mouse. So upon taking a closer look at this mouse, it's got that nice gray and red, like almost like Nintendo-like coating, which is really, really sick. This has to be one of my favorite colorways of any mouse that's come out this year. I don't know, maybe I'm just a sucker for retro. You know me, guys. I mean, look at my setup. So it's got the mouse 1 and 2. It's got a scroll wheel, which feels nice and defined. I'd say it's in between like a Zowie and the Ultralight 2. It's right in the middle. It feels absolutely great. Also at the top, you might think that this is a DPI button, but it's actually a button to change the RGB, which is really, really cool that you can do everything on board with this mouse. There's no need for any software or anything like that. You can just go on here, change it to the different waves, the different color modes, and it's really, really cool. So the side buttons have a little bit of pre-travel. They really remind me of the shape of the Ultralight 2 or the Ultralight Air 58. Those both have kind of this same similar design for their side buttons, and I really, really like it because those are some of my favorites. But overall, they're very clicky, and we'll do a sound test, guys. Hold your horses. Let's get to the rest of the buttons. Upon flipping the mouse over, you're going to have the DPI button, and what's really cool is that they put 8 different steps on this mouse. It's not just 4 or 5. It's really cool to see them put 8 different steps so that they can cover more people and more DPI ranges with this mouse. If you move towards the bottom back of the mouse, you're going to see the polling rate, which is 125, 500, or 1000 hertz. I always leave mine at 1000, and it notifies you that you're switching your polling rate because the lights and the RGB start to flicker all over the mouse on the front. Taking a look at the mouse feet, these are actually really, really good. They're PTFE and they feel really great to the touch. When I compared them to my Ultralight 2s, they actually felt really, really good. I actually put some X-ray pads on those, and when comparing them to these, those are a little bit thicker and these are a little bit thinner. I would have liked to have seen some thicker mouse pad feet just in case, but I really like that these glide very smoothly on any surface. I'm using the Zowie GSR SE right now and it feels great. Just look at how well this slides on that mouse pad. It's almost like I'm using a hybrid pad almost. So let's do a sound test right now because I know you guys love them so much. We have the mouse 1 and 2. I'm gonna press it up and down on the switch. Not bad, not bad. Now we have these side buttons. Very nice, very nice. They're a little bit tough to press, I must say, but let's do the DPI button. I don't know who's pressing the DPI button. It's clicky, but I don't think you're gonna be reaching over in game and hitting that. And then you have the scroll wheel. Very nice and smooth. Then you have the click for it, which is also very nice. Oh yeah. So they've also added a easy cord, which they're calling kind of similar to like the paracords and all the other cords out there, the ascended cord and stuff like that. This reminds me a lot of the ultralight 2 cord, but a little bit tighter of a weave, so you don't get as much flexibility. I mean, if you just look here, like it's a little bit stiff. It's a little bit stiff. I would have liked to seen a little bit looser of a weave on the mouse, but it feels great. When I did have it in a mouse bungee, it never got in the way. It never pushed against my mouse, throwing off my aim, nothing like that. So overall, I'd say the mouse cord is decent. It could be better. So another sound test that we can do is the side flex. So we'll do side flexing. Do the bottom. Feels pretty sturdy. Good. So the dimensions of this mouse is 120 by 60 by 39 millimeters, and it feels great in the hand. I love that they kind of made this crazy aggressive ergonomic shape, because in the back it's actually 68 millimeters, so you get a 8 millimeter difference. So what that means is that you get more control towards the front with a lot of support towards the back. This really reminds me of like a love child between like the EC2B and like a Model O. That would be the best way to describe it, with the hump of an S2. So it's like almost like you got 3 different mice rolled into one mouse with this mouse. It's got the nice hump at the back, again with the 68 millimeters, and the rise on it is great. I love that they actually made the front very low to the ground, low profile, so that you can kind of hold it kind of like a pencil, right? And what I've been noticing recently is that when I have like a skull or I have like an EC2B, my finger sits so high up that I feel like I kind of lose some control of the mouse. But after using like the Model O and like the Ultralight 2 and like having such a low front profile, I love that they've done that here. They put everything into an ergo mouse, and it kind of just puts everything that we love about all these other mice into one, so that it kind of works for everybody. So my hand size is 19 by 8.5 centimeters, and I am now a fingertip gripper. And for me, ergo mice aren't the best. I prefer Ambi for fingertip grip, but for this mouse, I'll make an exception just because of how well they designed it, because that, like I said, that low profile in the front really helps my fingers to just rest near the front of the mouse, and it just allows me to control it. Whereas like other mice, they kind of push your hand in one direction, or they just get in the way, that hump. Whereas like back here, you know, even though it does flare out, it does give my thumb some kind of grip back here, so that when I do like fingertip or make pull back adjustments, it's really easy. It does make your hand go a little bit to the right and arc to the right, because this is an ergo mouse, of course, but I don't mind it so much. So on the flip side of that, if you're like a claw grip or a palm gripper, you're gonna love this mouse. Like the Ergonomic, it's so aggressive that I love it. I love this right side where you put your thumb there. It's so aggressive that it just feels right. And then they have this nice hump at the back, so if you do want to claw, oh man, let me tell you, your palm fits so nicely onto the back of this thing, almost like a S2. So for me, this mouse fits my hand like a glove. For those of you guys out there that are like 21 plus, maybe it might be too big if you're like a palm grip user, but if you're claw or fingertip grip, it'll work great. And I'd say you can go as low as 16 centimeters if you are a palm grip and you are a claw grip user or a fingertip grip user of this mouse. And if your hands are on the smaller side, if you're like 16 centimeters, if you're like 17 centimeters, you can still use this mouse with all grip styles. I think when you get to maybe like a 15 and you're like a fingertip, you might not want to get this mouse, but I think it will work for most people. I'd say if your hands are on the bigger side, again, your hands and your fingers might hover over the edge of the mouse. One cool thing that I forgot to mention about the RGB, I don't know why I forgot this, but I love the design choice that they made. They put the Xtrfy logo inside the honeycomb design, so when it lights up, it reacts with the wave, and it'll actually go and you can see it through the honeycomb design. I've never seen anything more beautiful than this logo inside. There's no writing or name on the outside of the mouse or anything. It's just inside, and it's tastefully done, and it looks sick. Now it's also rocking a 3389 sensor, the top of the line right now, and it feels great in game. No problems as always. I don't know, I never really get issues with my sensors. I know a lot of people get spin outs, but I again want to remind you guys, if you guys are using third market pads, you want to make sure that you take off the adhesive from the older pads, and sometimes the hyperglides and things like that can actually cause problems if you're on certain surfaces. So really keep that in mind if you are getting spin outs with like a 3389 or a 3360 or whatever. That's just a little side note right there. Moving on to the gameplay, if you guys watched the stream, if you guys were there, you guys would have seen I was just popping off. My first game, I got a win. I got a ton of kills in that game. I had a bunch of 1v3s all night. I think that was possibly the most 1v3s in one night that I pulled off ever. So this mouse, from the moment I got it, just fit me so well. So if you're a medium-sized hand size, you will not regret getting this mouse, especially for the $60. I mean, I am just completely blown away. It's these companies, I'm telling you, man, these companies right now, right? These companies that I'm not seeing coming, that I'm like, okay, you know, I'll get to your mouse. Okay, I'll review it in a little bit. They're completely blowing my mind. They're completely blowing my mind. So in this mouse, the M4 is no different, guys. And I highly recommend this mouse. And I'm just gonna go out here and say it right now. This is gonna be in my top 5 for the fall. So yeah, if you are wondering what one of the 5 is gonna be, this is gonna be it. I'm not gonna tell you where it's gonna land, but this is definitely in it, and I'm not changing that until I make that video. All right, guys, so that is gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.